Hey guys, Max Zamber doing a video review for the first time in a while. Doing a nice enough. I can see I'm on top of a tote here, but nice enough video review. I haven't done one in a long time, and I just got this guy in, Masterpiece Bluestreak, and I was waiting for this guy for quite a while. A buddy of mine helped me pick him up. I had some coupons and some other stuff, and he decided, you know, I'm going to help you buy this guy. So we went into my local Toys R Us, and he ordered it for me with some ship-to-home stuff they did in store for me, and I got a good. He got a good deal on him for me, and I got this nice guy. So let's take a look at him. First things first that I want to mention, mine does have a couple blemishes. This is the authentic Toys R Us one, like I just said. It's not the reproduction. As you can see here, my gun is slightly angled. I seem to have that problem on almost every figure I have. The guns don't always want to line up in vehicle mode for some reason. Because yeah, I put it in and it angles off slightly. Next up, there is this little notch of little thick bubble of paint there. I thought about scraping it off, but I'm worried that if I do that, it's going to break the seal on all this, and it's just going to start flaking apart. So I'm just dealing with it. But aside from those two little issues, it's really nice. I got a little scratch there, but I think that's me from handling it. You know, it's a nice figure. It's our beautiful Nissan. The underside, for anyone who hasn't seen it, is very clean. You've got the one tailpipe bit there. The other side is clean. The whole underside is very clean and uniform. You've got some hands there, but everything else is very nice and compact. And the transformation on this guy is very well engineered. So we can, mine's a little tight, but take the gun off here. As you see, there's just a little hook tab there. Pull back on it, snap it into place, and there's the rifle. There we go, let that focus in. There's the rifle. Nothing fancy, it's just got the little hand tabs as always, and that's that. Set that off to the side. Now here on the main figure, there's this mount for vehicle mode. We just lift up the roof, like so. And once you lift it up, the hood and windshield, you carefully pull it forward. You can rotate that around back inside. And then everything there, push it all back together, and there is your car mode without the gun mount. So that is what comes in the box. The figure comes in robot mode, but I'm starting in vehicle mode because I really love opening the figure up rather than packing him back in for vehicle mode. So, getting to the real transformation. One thing to go over real quick. Like every other small Masterpiece, these wheels are all plastic painted. They are not rubber. But they're all really nice, and I really like them. He would roll pretty nicely if I wasn't on a plastic tote, but, you know. So transformation, start off the same way. Pop the hood up. Pull this section forward. As you see, it's on that little double arm, so we pull that forward. If you want to flip this out to get it out of the way, you can. It wouldn't really be doing much, so I'm going to leave it in there, because you can transform it completely. So, next up, you come down here to the bottom, pull on this section with the wheels, and you're going to pull out and down. So these red sections come with it. Okay. Let that focus real quick. Alright. Now, here, let's see. Alright, so let's do it this way. So, you're going to come here, take the mirror sections with the upper wheel well. You're going to bring it down like so. I forgot one little thingy first. Pull this forward ever slightly, push from up here, and bring that head up and around like so. Once the head is there, there's two little slots there, so you fold this around. Okay. And once you fold it around, the very tip of this wheel well part is going to fit right in there like so. It doesn't lock or anything, it's just a nice stable spot for it to sit. Once you get them both sitting in there like so, there will be enough clearance to bring the shoulders up through here and bring this down. First though, we have to unhook the doors. There's door 1, you pull it out to free it from that tab, bring it up. There's door 2. Okay, now back here, we can split the legs. Okay, be careful because you got the clear plastic up here for the windshield, or for the rear window still. So here, bring this out, and I am not getting, oh, there you go, sorry. I was trying to not block the camera, but I guess I had to. But there's that little notch there, and you pull this whole panel up like so. Alright, now, once you pull out far enough, that lets you separate this outer section from the rear windshield. It comes out like so. As it comes out on this multi-hinge, it's going to come out and down. And you just finish pushing it down. Make sure, I usually leave a tiny bit of space there. I don't push it all the way flat because then when I articulate it, it can articulate out a little bit more. But anyway, there's that for the moment. You straighten out the leg. It's on this double hinge, so we bring it on up. Okay. Now on this, you fold down the windshield bit, like so it lays flush. Back here, you bring this forward again, making sure that it closes all the way to its original position. This tailpipe we were folding back, there's a groove there, and it's going to fit around this post here, and that will raise this level of the foot to make this flat section sit lower than the wheel, and there is one leg. So let's do that again from the back. As you can see here, I'll move this so you can see a little bit better. This whole panel here actually holds the leg assembly inside for space, which again is like I was saying, there's a lot of really great mechanics. So this collapses into here, and then this collapses into here. So a lot of neat little mechanics going on here that make this figure just a pleasure to transform. So you pull that out. Again, I like to pull this out just to keep it out of the way. Give yourself a little bit of wiggle room. There's that little double armature I was talking about. Bring that down. Straighten out the leg. Fold that up. Make sure it's sitting all the way flush. Bring that back. Fold that down. Make sure it goes on the inside of that tab. Otherwise, you're going to stress the plastic. There we go, and there. Okay. As you can see now, even though he's not in his robot mode, the figure still stands very nicely. Because those are some nice, stable feet. And that's part of what I love about this figure. Nice big feet. So here, and knock this step out, you just pull these cannons back. And as you can see, there's just enough clearance room here to rotate the waist, and everything stays clear. Okay, so there is that. Man, even with my camera set up the way it is, I still have a hard time getting this in shot, or getting this in frame. So there's that. Here we pop these arms apart, straighten them out, straighten it out. Okay. Here we pull these out. This section here wiggles a little bit. You just want to make sure that it is pulled down. There is a slot right there behind the two tabs, and that tab is going to go inside that slot. While you rotate that down, once you get about here, where it's almost down, you want to rotate these arm sections up and into what will be the body. There we go. Make sure they are pulled out so they fan outward. And then you just bring this down and push it till it snaps, like so. Okay. Now, see there's a groove there where you rotate this around and down. Same on the other side, rotate it around and down. Okay, now the last few steps are just tidying up his robot mode. So back here you pull this windshield section back, rotate that piece of the hood in, flip up these shoulder cannons. There's these two U-shaped slots here and two little tabs on the bottom of the windshield, so you just bring it up like so. And let me see if I can get that to focus. There we go. Just want to bring that up so it'll hook in. And that sits like so. Alright, and then, last but not least, articulate the doors upward like so. They're on a single little notch, so you do that. Let's get him all ready to go. And from there, open up his hand like so. It's a single hand piece, one big collection of fingers. Get that peg inside that hand, close the fingers on it. The peg doesn't peg in, it's more of a guide on this figure than an actual locking peg. But there it is, and now let's adjust the camera. This transformation is done. There it is. There is, oh, man, whole thing's falling over now. There we go. There is our blue streak. There we go. Now our color balance is right again. So there's blue streak. Up here, you can extend these if you would like. There we go. I'll leave one extended and one collapsed so you can see the difference. Here's a lot of nice red on this figure. There's the gunmetal-ish silver gray here. There's the nice gloss black. The gun, unfortunately, isn't held straight by this figure, which really, it doesn't bother me too much when he's on the shelf, because I usually have him posed. But it is something to be aware of. As I said, the figure stands and balances phenomenally. You know, knocking it around, it still stands. So there we go. There we go. If you collapse that, the cans can be folded away. By pulling back the windshield, you can just fold those cans right on back. Bring this section up, tab it back in. There we go. I like to just make sure these are as nicely against the windshield as possible, just to keep them out of the way. And there we go. Fold it away. No gapping. Nothing ugly. Well, there is that one gap there that's always there, but nothing specifically for the cannons is left behind, is what I'm trying to say. There is the nice little Nissan logo there that is extremely difficult to see even in person. So let's go over articulation on this guy. One more thing before I forget. The peg, you can still flip out the holder here. So even in his robot mode, you can fold away the cannons and plug his rifle onto his back for storage. It's a little excessive, but he does have weapon storage in both modes that does not involve his hands. So that is there for technicality's sake. Let me take it back off, and we will go over his articulation. This video is already running a little long. There we go. All right. So, articulation. He has a full 360 degrees in the waist. The head, same thing, 360, as you can see. No real look down. It's a little stiff on mine. I don't know if it's just mine or all of them, but he gets about a 45-degree upward look. So he does get some nice articulation in there. It's actually a swivel with a hinge inside the neck. It's not a ball joint. The wings here fold back 45 and straight out. One of my ratchets I feel pop, but it doesn't do anything. This one actually clicks. The doors also articulate down and up one click. I think the instructions have a lot of the wings just articulate halfway back. I like them straight out, like the cartoon. From there, let's address the arms. So there's a ball joint down inside the chest, which gets you some range. There's a hinge inside the shoulder, so you can move that all the way out and forward. because it's a ball joint. You can get all the way 360 with the exception of the doors. The double jointed elbow means he gets a full 180, and because of the way it's shaped, you can tuck it a little lower, tuck it a little higher. The higher position here, with everything being 90-degree lines and corners, is the transformation position. So there's that. Right here at the top of the silver, you get a bicep swivel. There is a wrist swivel, full 360. The opening hand. Down here, the hip skirts flip all the way up and down. The legs move forward about yay far. Back about the same. Out all the way 90. The knees bend 90. If you use that double joint, you can get it a little tighter to actually a full 180 if you just articulate it carefully. Okay. Here's a swivel there that gets a full 360 if you move it out slightly. When it's closed all the way, you don't get much, but you pull it out a little bit and it rotates all the way. Now down here is where the legs get interesting. Because you're on this multi-hinged system and there's this little fill plate, his legs want to move in weird ways. Like to tilt the ankles, it wants to turn the leg. But you can pivot it forward, back a bit, out and in, a lot of in actually. And also too, if you bend this slightly and you get even more articulation. So you can get some super wide dynamic poses on the legs, but they are beyond the point that you would normally do. I mean, I usually have him posed up with his rifle on my shelf, and this is more or less, let me give him his gun again. I mean, this is more or less the kind of posing that you really get out of him. There's a lot of nice dynamic joints here with a wide range of movement. The only real flaw I have to the figure overall are the small things like the gun not staying straight, and the fact that the toy accurate shoulder launchers were an Amazon exclusive. I'm gonna have to order a couple of the repros and just slap those on myself because I really, really like the look of the toy style. But unfortunately, you know, with the cost of Masterpiece figures, it's a little chaotic to try to get every single figure with every single accessory. So, one last thing. Let's take a quick look at that head sculpt. Oh, come on. Focus. Work with me. Wow. There we go. As you can see, he has a nice G1 head sculpt with a lot of nice simple lines. So overall, he looks really, really good. Thank you all so much for checking this figure out with me, guys. I'll have more coming in hopefully soon. I do have a Masterpiece wheeljack I will be reviewing soon, as well as, now that I'm going through a lot of my collection, a lot of other figures are coming up. So keep your eyes open, guys. I'm not sure how the Let's Plays are going to be going. My computer has decided to start having display driver errors for me. So until I get those sorted out, it's just going to be back to the good old toy reviews. And who knows, maybe we'll stick with just those. But either way, thank you all so much for watching. If you wouldn't mind, please, if you could help me out, I'm setting up a Patreon. The link will be down in the description. Right now I'm unemployed, and any little bit helps, so I can keep making videos like this, and so I can turn my hobby into a career would be fantastic. And I can start upgrading and get off a tote and get into a photo tent and start making nicer reviews for everyone. But either way, thank you all so much. Even if you guys can't support a favorite subscription, anything you guys got that you want to give is more than enough. I'm rambling. I'm sorry. Have a great one, guys, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.